The prestigious math contest MATHirang MATHibay is coming back in a few weeks. But unlike previous editions, there will be a different system for this year's competition. So now, I am here to orient you on the changes. This year, MATHirang MATHibay will have 3 rounds: the eliminations, the orals, and the finals. First, let's talk about the elimination round.
This round is a 120-minute test to be answered in teams of 2 to 3. The setup of the stage goes like this. There will be a proctor, the participating teams, and the head proctor. Each room consists of at most 8 teams, with each proctor holding at most 2 teams. There will be 15 questions, each to be answered for full credit in a set time limit. For instance, the first question is worth 1 point and is to be answered in 1 minute. The second question is worth 2 points and is to be answered in 2 minutes, and so on until the 15th question, worth 15 points, which is to be answered in 15 minutes. The proctor will record the time when the team answers the question correctly. The smallest unit of time that the proctor will consider is a 10 sec, which is a 10-second interval. A team should answer a question within the time limit. If they are unable to do so, they may belatedly submit their answer to the question. In general, for questions n, the points p sub n allotted for answering it in time t is given by this formula. For example, if a team answered question number 1 correctly in 30 seconds, then they'll get the full point, which is 1. If they answered it after 2 minutes, then they'll get 0.5. The final score of the team is the sum of scores acquired in each question, rounded to 1 decimal digit. In case of a tie, it will be broken in the following steps. Let's say there are 3 teams tied with a final score of 90.5. Note that the organizers will not extend the position to 2 decimal digits to break the tie. Step 1. Each of the best teams has a best question, which is the highest numbered question that they were able to answer within the time limit. Step 2. If ties persist from step 1, their second best question will be ranked, and so on. Step 3. If ties persist from step 2, the times in which they answered their best question, their second best question, and so on will be ranked. Step 4. If ties persist from step 3, then all the remaining tied teams will proceed to the oral round. Now, for some reminders. All teams receive the nth question at the same time, regardless of how fast any team answers any previous questions. Each team is assigned a proctor to whom they will flash their answer on the board. A team has unlimited tries for any question. The organizers will not entertain any complaints during the test. They shall only accept complaints in the first 30 minutes after the time is up.
The top 25 teams will be announced at most 30 minutes after complaints are entertained. Now, let's proceed to the oral round.
This round consists of 35 questions with varying time limits, not necessarily in increasing order. The questions are grouped into 10 tiers of increasing order of difficulty, composed of 3 questions each, plus 1 pre-final tier of 5 questions. The points for answering question n is given recursively by this formula. At the end of tiers 1 to 10, the 2 lowest ranking teams are eliminated. Now, if more than 2 teams are tied at the lowest 2 ranks at the end of the first 10 tiers, then the tied teams are subjected to a time trial of 2 questions with similar mechanics as the elimination round. The 2 questions have time limits 15 and 30 seconds, worth 10 and 20 points respectively, to be answered in 1 minute. If no teams manage to improve their score, then all of them are eliminated. If there are less than the prescribed number of teams in play in any of the first 10 tiers, no team will be eliminated. If at any tier there are less than 5 teams left, we will proceed immediately to the final round. In the 11th tier, if there are exactly 5 teams left, the 4 best teams will proceed to the final round. In case of a tie, this will be broken in 2 stages. First, Tied teams will undergo a time trial of 3 questions for 15, 30, and 60 seconds each, to be answered in at most 120 seconds. Second, traditional do-or-die fast answer questions until the tie is broken. And again, for reminders, complaints regarding any question will only be entertained before the quizmasters begin to read the next question. The decision of the Board of Judges is final.
Now, lastly, the final round.
The top 4 teams may carry over at most 20 points from their score in the oral round. This will be computed as follows. The final round consists of 5 waves of 3 questions. These questions are given simultaneously with a difficulty rating of easy, average, and hard relative to each other. The teams have a total of 6 minutes to answer all 3 questions in each wave. For the first minute, each question is worth 10 points. In excess of 1 minute, the score for each question decays through the following formula. In case of a tie for first, second, and third places, this will be resolved like in the oral round, except the tie-breaking questions are also administered simultaneously. The tiebreaker round will only last for 2 minutes. The scoring for each question follows the breaking function such as follows. If ties persist at the end of the tiebreaker, then we'll proceed with the traditional do or die until the ties are broken.
That's it! This year's system is about what MATHirang MATHibay really embodies. It's about rising to the top above all tests. For early registration, visit www.upmmc.org. This has been Miss Janelle Tan. Thank you for watching.